All right, y'all. So imagine you one of the fastest rising growing artists in the game right now. Your career is going up. Everything's on the up and up for you, right? And then boom, out of nowhere, you get arrested for the murder of a 14-year-old girl. But that's exactly what's going on right now with D4vd. And what prosecutors are saying, man, it gets real deep, real quick. Everything being said is alleged. Nothing's actually been proven in court as of yet. And D4vd also pleaded not guilty to those charges. So don't take anything that I'm saying as facts. Everything that I am stating is alleged at the moment. So the thing is, if you don't know who D4vd is, he is a viral artist that blew up off of TikTok and made his career off of that, to be honest. He makes like emotional music and stuff like that. I never could really get into it, but that's his vibes. So this case, honestly, it didn't even start anytime recently. This goes back a minute ago, back in 2024 actually, with a young lady at the age of 14 years old. Her name is Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Now at that time, it wasn't a lot of questions being answered. It wasn't even really being taken serious. Honestly, just sat quiet for a while, and it seemed like it was gonna go in the cold case method, right? But then if you fast forward to September 2025, this is where things started to take a turn. Now, authorities are saying that they found her remains inside of a trunk that appeared to be linked to D4vd. And at this point, this is when it stopped being a missing persons case and it turned into a full-on homicide investigation at that point. Yeah, it got real quick. Now, if you fast forward even more, you see what I'm saying, to April 2026, D4vd actually gets charged. And these charges include first-degree murder, mutilation of human remains. Yeah, and it gets more serious than that. And if convicted, then he's facing life or even worse than that. Now, here's where it gets real heavy. Prosecutors are saying that he had an illegal relationship with the 14-year-old before she passed away. So their main theory is that they believe that he killed her to stop the relationship from coming out. Basically, to protect his career, from what it sounds like. None of this is proven, but this is actually just what prosecutors are alleging. But that's why you see headlines like he did it to protect his career and all that, right? So they're also saying that she passed away due to multiple sharp force injuries, which then rules out the accident cause, right? At this point, this is a full-on homicide investigation. Now, because of the, dismembering the body parts allegations, putting them in the body bags as well allegations, these are why the charges are so serious, because let this be a real thing and he could possibly be facing life or worse than that. And because they're labeling this as a witness killing, this is also why the charges are so serious as well. The thing is, they mention financial gain being the motivation, right? Not so much for him or her, but in the aspect of that's what he could lose. So his career, his image, his future, and they're saying that could have been the motive, possibly. Again, D4vd saying he didn't do this, and his lawyers are also saying that the evidence is going to prove that he did not do this. My take in on this, again, everything is alleged, so we don't really know exactly what happened, but coming out from the reports that I've seen and everything that's speculating online, it's not looking good for bro at all. You got a adult who's having a full-on relationship with a 14-year-old girl. Again, this is down there with the level of sexual assault type of allegations. This is at the bottom. This is low. This is one of those allegations where the worst needs to happen to you. Anything, whatever is the worst punishment that can happen, that needs to happen, right? This is one of those allegations. This isn't much to think about at this point, right? But again, it's an allegation, so we can't say he has not been charged, or convicted as of yet. You see what I'm saying? So we don't know for sure, but again, with what's been shown, it's not looking good for the boy. And I don't know who and whose right mind? Like, it's just a lot of weird people out here. It's a lot. It's a lot, right? To be an adult and just off the rip, you look at a 12, 13, 14-year-old girl, something's wrong with you mentally. Something's wrong to the point where you need to go get some help. Right? You shouldn't be looking at a 12 or 13-year-old girl and just feel away physically off of that. You shouldn't. That's disgusting. And again, this even when you are 14, 13, 12 years old, you're not in the right mind space. I had homies that was thinking it was cool to get in relationships with 25-year-old women back in the day. Little did they know they was being taken advantage of. This ain't a cool thing, because you know, we want to be cool until we put our mind into play. And if we had a kid, or think about our kids that's that age, right? You think it's all fun and games to be talking to a woman that's way, way older than us and we a little kid, until we end up being that age and seeing exactly how it feels as the parent. It's sad. It's sad. And then again, what they're alleging is just beyond disgusting. These might be the most disgusting allegations I've ever seen. One of them. I've lived a while on this earth, but I have not seen no allegations like this. And it's not too many times where you see someone that's super successful and does something like this allegedly. So again, everything's alleged. You know, we just got to see how this case goes about. Now, if he didn't do it, that's gonna be crazy. You know, that's gonna be crazy. And a lot of people, you know, are probably going to be upset about that. Some are going to be happy, but that's going to be a crazy comeback if he beats this. You know what I'm saying? Again, he's facing some crazy charges. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that he did anything, but the allegations aren't looking good on his name. You got it going on at the age of 21, bro. 2019, however old he was having motion, and to throw it all away for that. So again, everything's alleged. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna keep y'all tuned in with this. All right, y'all. So just imagine that you sitting in a McDonald's and you minding your business. Dolly, no security, just her and her friend. It's a lot going on. Now, Ice Spice was sitting at a McDonald's in Los Angeles with her and her friend. I don't know what prompted Ice Spice to say, hey, I want to go into a random McDonald's in Los Angeles, California with no security and act like I'm not Ice Spice, right? I'm going to act like I'm ISIS from 2019, but I'm not going to act like I'm Ice Spice from 2026. I don't know what... You see what I'm saying, Ice? Because you're way bigger than that. You get where I'm coming from? Again, she's sitting at this McDonald's and a young lady walks up to her. They start to conversate. It seemed as though the young lady was getting irritated with what Ice Spice was saying. And eventually, it looked like allegedly she slapped her in the face. This then escalated to Ice Spice and her getting into it, and then her boyfriend jumping in the picture, and he's breaking up the fight. And then, then eventually he said some things where it seemed like he was possibly trying to squabble with Ice Spice. It was just a messy situation. But my thing is, what was your friend doing, Ice? As soon as she stood over top of you, if that was my homie, I would have been on go. It wouldn't have been no questions. Yeah. It wouldn't have been no questions. What are we still sitting down for? This is the brand. Do we not understand? Do we not understand that Drake hit her in the DMs at one point? Do we not understand that, again, this is one of the biggest artists in general we're talking about? And you just watched your friend go like that. Ice, also, I have to say, where was your security at? Again, you are the brand. You are not in the Bronx anymore, folks. I don't know. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. We could walk around comfortably in the Bronx in New York. And you could kind of be normal there to an extent. But even then, you're never going to be normal again. You got little kids looking up to you. You got people from your neighborhood looking up to you. You got haters, just like in this video we saw, who's coming up to you off the rip. And it's just like, we got to understand where we are at in life right now. You had options, Ice. You could have ate in there with some security, been chilling. You could have been even if you didn't even want to get security, you could have sat in that McDonald's and got you some friends that's really cut like that from the Bronx. I know that whoever was sitting with you wasn't from the Bronx. Ain't no way she was from the Bronx. No. She was not nowhere near High Bridge. Yeah, she wasn't. Yeah, Fordham, all that. Nope. I don't believe it. You could have got you some friends that was cut like that, at least 2 or 3 of them, in case someone tried to approach you, boom, they on go. Or you could have went the option that I prefer. You could have went through the drive-thru and drove back to the Penty. Or High Rise or Airbnb, wherever you was doing. Hotel, tele, call it whatever. You had options though, Ice. You went in there dolly. And people gonna be like, oh, she didn't go in there dolly. She had a friend. But yeah, she basically went in there dolly. Yeah, she didn't. She was by herself because her friend watched everything. Goofy. She would be chopped, cut, removed from the friend list tomorrow. Facts. If that was my dog, you cut, boy. You cut. You need like a little Tim out that jump for you. You see what I'm saying? Someone that understands you are the brand here, and this is nothing to be played with. No longer a normal person anymore, Ice. So it's just like, let's move smarter next time. You feel me? Let's stand on business next time. We got money to make. We a multi-millionaire. We are not in the 6 figures. We might not even be in the 7 figures, bro. You might be touching 8 at this point. Again, you are not a regular person, like what A Boogie said. So at the end of the day, I knew she wasn't gonna go like that, but and the junk that ran down on you was weird herself. She didn't even know where she was from. Shorty said Chirac, but then she walking around LA like she a regular person in LA. It's too much. It's weirdo activities going on. Shorty could have been from Alaska at this point. It is what it is, bro. There's too many goofy tendencies. You got bro in the background, then you got the 2 little people eating at the day. I don't like it. It's too much going on. But at the end of the day, this is just, we're gonna learn from this situation. Allegedly, ICE is trying to press charges on that person as well. So hopefully, which is a smart move, go get your bread. And yeah, that's that Ice Spice situation, man. We're going to see what's going on with that. If y'all enjoyed this video, make sure y'all hit the sub button. Make sure y'all send this to one of y'all homies. You feel me? One of your friends. Like it, comment, subscribe, all that. Go.